Hello and welcome to this lesson on long division. As you can see, I have a place value chart on your screen. We have the ones place, the tens place, and the hundreds place. We are going to go ahead and do a long division problem, so let's go ahead and figure out what numbers we're working with here. We have 300, 5 tens, and 3 ones for 353. And we are going to divide 353 by 2. When we're dividing by 2, I just want you to think of that as making groups of 2. And when we divide, we always start in the greatest place. So here, that's going to be the hundreds place. We're going to start in the hundreds place. You know we have 3 hundreds, so how many groups of 2 can we make if we have 3 hundreds? 1. We can make one group of 2, and we're going to record that right above the hundreds place in our division problem. Now you'll see we have 100 left over, and we can't just leave that there and move on to the tens. So what we're going to do is exchange that for 10 tens, because we know that 100 equals 10 tens. Now we can go ahead, and in our tens place we started with 5 and we added 10 after our exchange. So with our 15 tens we are going to make groups of 2. And you can see we've made 7. So I'm going to record that above the tens place on my division problem. And then again we have 1 10 left. We can't leave it there, so I'm going to go ahead and exchange that for 10 ones, because 1 10 is the same as 10 ones. Now we're going to move on and see how many groups of 2 we can make in the ones place. We started with 3 ones, we added 10, so now we have 13. So let's see how many groups of 2 we can make. It looks like we can make 6 groups of 2. Now, you'll notice that we have 1 1 left over. There's 1 1 remaining, so we just call this a remainder. So I'm going to put an R at the end of my answer and put a 1, so that shows that it didn't work out evenly or equally in the end, but our answer is 176 remainder 1. Let's try another one. This problem, you'll see we have 4 hundreds. Actually, I'm going to write that a little bit higher. 4 hundreds, 3 tens, and 4 ones. And this time we're going to divide by 3. So again, think of that as we're making groups of 3, and we're going to start in the hundreds place. This time I'm also going to show you a little bit more about how to record your answer. So if we have 4 hundreds, we can make one group of 3. I'm going to record that right above my hundreds place. Now, I'm going to, in order to record all of the information, I'm just going to put right below the hundreds place now, right below that 4, that we used up 3 of the 400s. And so that leaves us with 1. Now, we know we have to exchange that 1. We can't just leave it sitting there. So 100 is equal to 10 tens. So I'm going to exchange. Now, we are going to continue showing something new with the recording, and that is that we're going to put all of our tens together. We know that we exchanged that 100. So now, instead of just having 3 tens, we actually have 13. And you can see that I show that now in my recording. So now let's see how many groups of 3 we can make in the tens place. There we go. We can make 4 groups of 3. So I'm going to record that above the tens place, because in the tens place we made 4 groups. So how many did we use up? We had 13 tens, and in those 4 groups of 3 we used up 12. So I'm going to record that down here and show that that leaves us with 1 10. We're going to exchange that 10 for the 1 10 for 10 ones. And again, I'm going to put together all the ones that we have now. Instead of just 4, we exchange for that 10, so now we have 14. So how many groups of how many groups of 3 can we make with 14 ones? We can make 4. So I'm going to record that above the ones place. So how many ones did we use up with those 4 groups of 3? Again, we used up 12. Sorry, I'm running out of space here. And that leaves us with 2. So there are 2 ones left over. There's nothing left to exchange. So my answer is going to be 144 remainder 2. Okay, we're going to try one more problem, and this one I'm going to do without the place value chart, but I'm going to talk through it the same way that we just did the others. So we're going to be doing 627 divided by 4. And so we're going to begin with the hundreds place. And how many groups of 4 can we make if we have 6? We can make 1. So if we had 1 group of 4, how many hundreds did we use up? We used up 4 of them. And that would leave us with 2. So then we'd be exchanging those 2 hundreds for 10s. So we'd actually be getting 20 10s. And we're going to put that together with the 10s we already had, which was 2. And how many groups of 4 can we make in 22? We can make 5 groups of 4 in 22. So how many of the 10s did we use up? We had 22. How many 10s did we use up? We used up, we made 5 groups of 4, which uses up 20, and that would leave us with 2. So we'd exchange those 2 10s for 1s. So think about that for a moment. How many 1s could you get if you were exchanging 2 10s? You can get 20. So we started with 7. We want to go ahead and put those together, and we added the 21s, so now we have 27. So how many groups of 4 can you make if you have 27 1s? We can make 6. And how many did we use up? Well, 6 groups of 4 is 24, which leaves us with 3. So our answer is 156 remainder 3. Please don't forget to post 2 questions or thoughts on Edmodo. Thank you.